When navigating digital change, software value stream flow challenges bedevil organizations as they try translating disparate activities into valuable flows. For instance, I've spent a chunk of 2019 focused on rolling out a new software prioritization process for my organization and experienced plenty of challenges along the way. Mick Kirsten's book, Project to Product, proposes a new flow framework to help organizations address these challenges. Despite countless research, articles, and books, the software industry struggles to find common ground on which to reliably produce software-based value. On the contrary, automotive industries migrated to now well-understood lean manufacturing systems. Hence, Mr. Kirsten uses the automotive industry, specifically the Leipzig BMW plant, as the narrative anchor throughout the book. Mr. Kirsten proposes the flow framework as a way to solve software value stream flow challenges. He leads the reader through a progression of ideas with interim summary milestones along the journey. Thus, he organizes the book into an introduction plus 3 parts: the flow framework, value stream metrics, and value stream networks. 5 historical ages. In the introduction, Mr. Kirsten frames the historical context of 5 ages: Industrial Revolution, Age of Steam and Railways, Age of Steel and Heavy Engineering, Age of Oil and Mass Production, and Age of Software and Digital. Within each age, he defines an installation period, a turning point, and a deployment period. For instance, he considers us 50 years into the current software and digital age with an undetermined amount of time left in the deployment period. He refers to this framing through the remainder of the book. Part 1 introduces the flow framework as a means to address software value stream flow challenges. Mr. Kirsten spends much of Part 1 making the case for rethinking how software is developed and managed. First, he elaborates on the age of software and its disruptive nature. In addition, he articulates 3 epiphanies. Waste increases as software scales due to architecture value stream disconnects. Misapplying project management methods create value stream disconnects. And linear manufacturing is not analogous to software value streams. Before describing the flow framework, he provides examples of failures, a large bank, and Nokia, to further make the case for change. Finally, Part 1 concludes with introduction of 4 flow items: features delivering new business value, defects fixing quality issues, risks for security, governance, and compliance, and finally, technical debt to remove impediments to future delivery. Value stream metrics. In contrast to Part 1's theme of making the case for change, Part 2 begins helping us visualize tangible ways to resolve software value stream flow challenges. Accordingly, Mr. Kirsten introduces 5 flow metrics. First, flow distribution measuring allocation of flow items during a sprint or similar unit of time. Second, flow velocity measuring the number of flow items completed in a time period. Third, flow time indicating the time required to traverse the flow stream toward release. Fourth, flow load quantifying the work in progress. And finally, flow efficiency measuring the amount of time an item is actively worked versus the wait time. Anyone that has defined software metrics knows the challenge of connecting those metrics to business results. The flow framework includes 4 business result metrics: value, cost, quality, and staff happiness. Mr. Kirsten lands Part 2 with negative examples from Equifax and Nokia and a positive one from Microsoft. Value stream networks to the rescue. At this point, the reader has journeyed through the preparatory material and is ready to visualize the flow framework in an enterprise environment. In Part 3, Mr. Kirsten pivots away from the automotive industry and introduces 3 networks: tool network, artifact network, and value stream network. First, the tool and artifact network connect through an integration model. Furthermore, the artifact and value stream network connect through an activity model. Finally, the value stream network connects to the business value through the product model. Moreover, he defines metrics to gauge the efficacy of these models: connectivity, traceability, and alignment indices. Mr. Kirsten devotes several pages to the issue of tool proliferation and its negative effect on value streams. This resonated with me. For example, he noted how the tech giants develop their own in-house tools that create a competitive advantage. Observations. Project to Product describes an elegant yet simple framework for addressing software value stream flow challenges. It is as good as I've seen to date, and it influences my thinking. I especially like the flow elements of features, defects, risks, and debt. However, the tech industry continues to struggle in defining common ground on this topic. For this reason, the flow framework will remain one of many frameworks and processes circulating in the industry. Mr. Kirsten accurately notes that our challenges arise from the networked nature of software value streams and the dissimilarity to the automotive industry's linear flow. This brings me to a criticism or suggestion. We're exhausting the software automotive analogy with recent books such as this and others like the Phoenix Project. While I did appreciate the narrative thread of the BMW plant analogy, I found myself on page 183, near the end, reading that software value streams are not at all like linear automotive manufacturing, but like airline networks. While Mr. Kirsten provided some initial exploration of the revised analogy, I was left pondering where he could have taken his thinking. As I mentioned earlier, I appreciated the discussion on the negative effects of tool proliferation. For example, even in my own work, I have to jump between Jira, Smartsheet, Slack, Microsoft Office, ServiceNow, Workspace, and a host of other applications. Mr. Kirsten refers to accidental complexity. I concur. Most importantly, this proliferation is a significant source of software value stream flow challenges. If an organization cannot budget $500 million annually on internal tool development, one needs effective governance strategies to remain competitive. In summary, I recommend this book. I find the flow framework an effective foundation to think about your software value chains. It stimulated my thinking and yet leaves me prepared to add my own insights into the areas I manage.